Happy Friday! Happy Friday! Thank you for tuning in to Larger Curves today. I really appreciate you stopping in this morning to the coffee room here at Larger Curves, where the professionals talk. And today we're going to be talking about ladies in business. But first, let's take care of the housekeeping, okay? And that's going to include you guys. Oh, happy Friday, Erin. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait just a second. Okay, you guys, that was my mom calling to see why she set her alarm for 8. I said, you didn't realize I was going live right now? She said, oh, that's why I set the alarm right now. She's so cute. Anyway, oh, you can't hear me. You can't hear me. That's weird. Let's see. Can you hear me now, Erin? Can I get a 1 if you can hear me now? I had it on mute a second ago when I was talking to my mom. Okay. Thank you, Erin. You were totally my mod practically last time. Everybody, shout out to Erin D. That's my girl. Helps me keep it tight over here at Larger Curves. So like I was saying, you guys, if you can smash that like button on your way in, smash that subscribe button if you haven't already, hit that bell so you can get notified next time I upload a video. That way you can stay in contact with me and see all the wonderful different kinds of things I'm doing over here. Like I mentioned last coffee room, we're doing more over here at Larger Curves than simply your reality TV and my race discussions. And what else do I do? I just have like other things that I do. But now, I think that we should encourage one another's entrepreneurship, because you heard about the Great Resignation, y'all. Y'all heard about the Great Resignation, and that's where all these people do not feel like going back to work after the pandemic. So what other better subject than ladies in business and entrepreneurship for us today? Okay, because obviously times are changing and people are leaving those office buildings and going out into the great frontier and deciding to do what makes their heart sing and what they can do for their own life. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just clocking into that 9 to 5. So that's going to be our topic here. Again, oh yeah, if you could share this video, that'd be great. It helps the algorithm. And keep it cute in the comments. And look, oh my, who's here? What do we have here? Oh, wait, could it be our special guest? Could it be our special guest? Could it be?
Everyone.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
Shayla's in the house.
Thank you for having me.
No worries. I gotta do one more though, Shayla, because Erin D was the first person in the house. Shout out to Erin D. That's my girl. Thank you, Erin, for the support. I love you. Okay, so me and Shayla Williamson right here. Ladies in business today, women in entrepreneurship, and I created a reel. Shayla's the guest. She's going to be doing most of the talking, you guys. So I'm just here kind of to co-sign. I do have a reel ready with some tips that I found and some things that I've found useful for myself. And, hey, so Shayla, how are you this happy Friday?
I'm splendid. Just getting into the office for the day. Definitely got my coffee, so I'm ready to go. So, definitely.
Excellent. So, when we were talking about the topic for this week, you guys, when we were talking about the topic for this week, I called Shayla. I was like, what do you think we should cover this week? Because, she's the brains of the operation. And so she was like, how about ladies in business? Oh, yeah. I'm all about female power. So we are going to get to it. I made this reel. I didn't share it with you beforehand, Shayla. Mm-hmm. But here we go, like this. but it just has some images and some tips. So I'm sure they'll end up going along with what you say, because it usually does. Let's get started. Wait, add them back to the screen. Okay. So yes, today we're talking about ladies in business here in the lunchroom. And these are obviously all the different types of ladies. There's a million gajillion types of energies in this world. There's no particular woman that's going to be more successful than others in business. Obviously, there are characteristics of successful entrepreneurs. I think that's a good place to kind of start. Characteristics, because it takes a certain kind of character to want to work for themselves and give up the security of a weekly paycheck, you know?
Right.
So successful entrepreneurs are independent. We are self-confident. You can still be shy. Y'all would not believe it, but I am so shy and introverted. But hey, you just have to still be self-confident and do what you do. You have to be determination and perseverance. Those are two things, because, you know, without a boss or corporate America to breathe down your neck, you kind of like can lose a little motivation, you know? So determination and perseverance are really important. Entrepreneurs are goal-oriented. We are always goaling for it. That's what I call it. Goaling for it. Not going for it, goaling for it. Because everything is a step in the goal for the right direction, so we can get there. Lola Lane is in the house. Lola Lane? No way. OMG. Shout out to Lola Lane in the house. OMG. Shout out to Gabrielle. OMG. Pamela popped in. What you say? Thank you, ladies, for being here. I appreciate you. We're just getting started in the coffee room. Thanks for popping in. And we also have a need to achieve being a successful entrepreneur, you know? So I'm just going to let this play. Go ahead and start, Shayla.
I will, thank you once again for having me on today. And, it's interesting when we were thinking about what to discuss. I've listened to so many podcasts and different webinars, I guess, over the... about that.
Your sound is doing, you're in and out. The wind must be blowing in San Dimas, y'all. Shayla's sound be tripping sometimes. Whenever the wind blows in San Dimas, it makes her sound go like, woo. So just bear with us. It usually autocorrects. Hope you can still hear us.
Yes. Let me know if there's ever a time when you're not able to hear me. If there's ever a moment when you're okay, yeah. If there's ever a moment when you're not able to hear me, just send the thumbs up. We need the guys in the back who are running the DJ booth to let us know. But no, I mean, like I was saying, I've watched so many podcasts and webinars over the past, I guess, probably 2 years of this pandemic. I think most people got a chance to watch, explore and just read a little bit more. And being in business already, I was wanting to see more people, of course, that look like me. And not able to hear me?
No, it just sounds like it's frogs in a blender. It's going to...
Okay, what about now?
Let me see. Say something again.
Yeah, so now are we good?
It's a little still shaky. Yeah, Erin D said she's having trouble hearing you.
Really? Okay.
Oh, there you are. Say something again.
Yes. Yeah, hopefully we're good from now on. But yeah, like I said, when I first got into our business that we're in, the insurance industry, for people that may not know, I've been in the business for a good, 7.5 years. And I was drawn to try to find other individuals that I felt I could connect with. And that's why I feel that it's so important for us to really highlight this, because there's a lot of women out there with great ideas, and they just don't know who they can actually connect with. They don't know who has the same idea, or perhaps they have the idea and they're afraid of stepping out on faith to be that originator. Thinking of what their background is, or maybe they feel they don't have the right environment to foster their ideas. And when we look at women today, I love the fact that it's called, women's empowerment. The struggle and the fight, and now people realize if these individuals have the same ideas, just as talented, maybe if not better, in some areas than their male counterparts, why aren't they fully appreciated for all that they do bring to the table? And I don't mean just appreciation and, like, oh, let's clap it up for them. I mean appreciation as far as the almighty dollar is concerned.
Right.
Because that's what moves dollars. That's what moves things here, in society. And so I think it's great to realize that, what we're seeing now didn't just come about. This isn't some new phenomenon. I remember watching the Netflix miniseries on Madam C.J. Walker, and growing up in Indianapolis, Indiana, you always heard of her. You knew who she, you automatically knew who she was on the historically downtown Indiana Avenue was a area for Black prominent businesses and nightlife and so many other entities before the G word came in, gentrification.
Yeah.
And Madam C.J. Walker, in her journey to being the first African American self-made millionaire, she ended up having her operations in Indianapolis, at a certain point, and which is why we have the Walker Theater. But just seeing her story, seeing how she adopted her name, ultimately from her husband, who third husband. That's all right. Third time, a lot of times it's a charm, but adopted her name from being married to him, and he was essentially her business partner.
Oh,
he was willing to take sort of the back seat in a way to allow her to flourish and move forward, with her dream. And I think that's so important. Look at where women entrepreneurship has come down.
Yeah. Right.
Take it. Yeah. That idea. Don't let it.
Okay. Yeah, so she was saying that Madam C.J. Walker's husband supported her in a way that allowed her to go for her dreams, and essentially was kind of her business partner in her endeavors so that she could shine and get to her highest place, right? And I know, y'all know I'm married, so I've been having to have my husband pick up a lot of the things that I'm not doing while I'm working that I used to do. So at least he's all in, so it's good. But I mean, there are days where I feel like I still have to do, I have the perfect picture, you guys, that I still have to do all of it, and that's okay. That's okay, because this is really important. I feel like being a successful woman in business means that you have the courage to own who you are. Own it, as Lisa Brenna would say. Own it, right? And why you are doing what you do, and how you can apply your vision to positively impact the world. A successful woman is confidently feminine and eager to learn and grow. But we have to achieve a balance of perspective in all areas of our life, because we can put a lot on ourselves and feel like we literally have to do it all. And I mean, it is up to us. It's only going to get done if we do it. But we also have to learn how to balance and organize our day in a way that even if we are not being successful, we're failing forward. So that's full of success, because you fail forward in entrepreneurship. And that was the word of the day from Shayla this morning in the group chat, y'all. Okay. I think it's important to remember also that, it takes time. This is the Lash Professional's testimony right here. And she just wanted us to remember that it takes time. It's not overnight. Even growing this YouTube channel, this is one of my entrepreneurial things because sister's trying to get monetized, y'all. So that's why you should share and like this video. Thank you. But, it's been taking time, and I have to just go through it and grow through it. And as long as I'm goaling for it, it's okay how long it's taking, because when building a good community here, and that's sometimes what you have to do. Sometimes when it's taking time, you're learning. Sometimes when it's taking time, you're learning how to reorganize your day. Sometimes when it's taking a little longer, you really are just like learning what you're going to keep and what you're going to throw away with the rest of what you usually do in your day. So I think it's really important for me specifically, because your girl, I dig up seeds when I plant them, y'all. I really have no patience, zero patience. I want everything instant. But I don't like instant coffee, so it's not everything. But I do.
I mean, in entrepreneurship, you got to be patient with the process. It's one thing to be patient with the process, but have an impatient attitude about your hunger for achieving results.
Right, right.
I heard that when I first got into our business from a prominent agency owner here with American Income. He said that it's okay to be patient with the process. You have to give yourself time. And that's the reason why so many businesses fail and never see the light of day again, because people didn't give themselves time. Right. You have to be willing to grow through that pain and that struggle. You have to understand that there might be some sleepless nights, there might be some years where you're not turning a profit. But as long as you keep on turning, all right, and making the right moves to continue pushing forward, that profit's going to come. Sometimes it may not come in the first 8 or 10 years. Right. I think that's important to see with anyone's journey, male or female. Right.
Okay.
For the long haul.
Right.
It's not going to happen overnight. If it was that easy.
Right. So she was saying that your phone was a little doing the thing again, but you were saying that we have to be in it for the long haul, whether we're man or woman. There's been a big debate about, whether we're just administrators and womb carriers or whatever. So however you identify, this talk can really be useful for you. We're just coming at it from our perspective as ladies and women in business, but obviously these tips are universal, okay? And also kind of selfish, because we really was talking to the sister girls, okay?
Well, I mean, if we're gonna mention the sister girls, let's talk about the fact that as of in the 2016 State of Women-Owned Business Report, they reported more than 1.9 million African American women-owned firms. There's 1.9 million African American women-owned firms out there. Okay, and that was as of 2016, with more than 370,000 workers employed, generating over $51 billion of revenue. Think about that.
That's incredible.
Think about that.
I did find a stat that women in business are actually more successful than men. It's going to come up here on one of these slides. And that women entrepreneurs and women CEOs actually have higher bottom lines and happier workplaces usually. It's interesting. So let's start by focusing our mindset, and that's one thing, because you first have to have the mind to get into this, right? Oh, wait. You know what I was going to do real fast? Let me pause this. I got some love in the house. Let's see. You guys, one who cares is in the house. Thank you for popping in. Corey Berman, thank you for popping in. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I love you guys. Okay, I always have to do that because
And
Look,
no,
Aaron D
it's
says
important.
that's really interesting. Women make peaceful workplaces. That makes sense. I mean, I can rage against the machine, but overall, I just need, my peace is far more important to me, and I could see that
Mm-hmm.
translating into even your business aesthetic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here's
Mm-hmm.
that I was saying. This is how I feel sometimes. Like you just feel like you really have to do it all, you guys, as humans. Even if we take the element of gender out of it, as humans, a man could easily feel this way. But women, we often feel this way. And we carry our household, and we have to do all the stuff around the house, and then we have to go out and try to make a little extra money, because one income households are kind of like null and void these days, with gas being $23 a gallon. You know what I'm saying? So so I think it's really important that even if we feel like this picture, like this illustration, we have to understand that it's just a moment, and that even though you feel like Callie right here, you guys know about Callie, that deity, Callie, that's what it looks like. Even though you feel like Callie, you still are doing things. As long as you're balancing your time, you can use all 8 of your arms as long as you're balancing your time.
Well, the thing is when it comes to time, and it's interesting because I was listening to another podcast today, you got to value your time and you have to prioritize it. And a lot of times when you're in business, people will be upset that you don't have as much time for them as you did before. You may not have as much time for certain areas that you did before, and it's really about prioritizing. If you're trying to build a business or work optimal hours, you still have to find time to handle the business at home.
Right. Yeah. It's a little garbly. So you still have to find time to balance your home life. If you're going to start something like this, it's all about balance. You're going to have to find time to balance what you still have to do at home. You're going to have to find time to balance those appointments you already have to maintain. You're going to have to find time to balance if you want to still maintain social connections and things like that. You know what I mean? So it's all about balance, you guys. We're all walking this tightrope of life. And if we balance, we can get across from one high scraper to the next high scraper. But if we're not balanced, we're going to fall and splat. So it's all about getting balanced. Look at this. Okay, so women entrepreneurs. We have a lot of different ways that we contribute on a daily basis. And I know I myself have suffered from this. Has anybody else ever heard of or suffered from imposter syndrome, where you feel smart enough and you think you look good enough, but then you get around some other people and then you all of a sudden are like, what am I doing here? Why am I doing here? You know what I mean? I get that a lot. And even to this day, like I'm still a work in progress. Girl's a work in progress. But I'm not letting it hold me back. I'm still going for it. I laugh at my other imposter self. You're not holding me back, because I can't let it hold me back. I have to get over my shyness to be here with you guys. And I have to get over, me thinking I don't have enough to share. You know what? Sometimes I think, you guys, I think that nobody wants to hear what I have to say. I think that nobody gives an F about what I have to say or think. And that's just not true. There are a lot of people that can benefit from just a hi, or a hello or a smile. So there's a whole lot that you can offer the world, and don't ever let imposter syndrome hold you back. Shayla, have you ever felt like that? Have you ever had that?
A few times. And it really just caused me just to work harder. In a sense, it really just, made me want to elevate my game. So that way, in the event that someone looks at me to have something to say, I'm going to speak with poise, speak with precision, and make sure that my point gets across effectively. And I think when you realize that there's someone out there who is looking to you, who you're that person that they feel they can connect to and look up to, it makes that responsibility even that much greater. You know, like I have to be here. I have to be in this space right now because not just because of me, but because of who I can affect later on.
Exactly.
You know, I was watching Drink Champs, and I don't know if you ever watched a Drink Champs podcast, but it's
I haven't
always
seen it yet. Did you send it in the chat yet? Did you send
no.
it?
I'm not gonna send that in the work chat.
Okay, send it to me in our private text.
Okay, yeah. So if you have any type of streaming services and you got Revolt TV, it's the channel that's started by P Diddy. Drink Champs Happy Hour comes on Revolt TV, and it's with this rapper Noriega. He was prominent when Leah and I were younger. On the scene, and another famous DJ Effin. But anyway, though, they were at Essence Festival in New Orleans, and they were podcasting from there, and they had Angie Martinez on. And if you're in radio, if you've ever listened to any type of hip hop radio station, you know who Angie Martinez is. She is the most prominent.
Yeah, Angie Martinez. Yes.
She's the most prominent female radio DJ out there. He said that he's talking about how she just got into the Radio Hall of Fame. And, you know, when she went and spoke at a broadcasting school, and they had the wall of individuals in the Radio Hall of Fame. Saw people like Bob Hope up there and Johnny Carson. And she's looking at all these figures, and she's like, it never bothered her before that she wasn't in the Radio Hall of Fame. So when she saw this wall, she realized students of today have to see someone like her
right
on the wall. Students of today have to see, they have to be able to see a female, either, minority female, Latinx, Black, what have you.
Muslim, Asian.
Yes, they have to see
representation.
Exactly.
It's true.
Exactly. And her getting into the Radio Hall of Fame wasn't for her, because her path and trail is already solidified. It was for those who were coming after her.
That's beautiful, because that's really, representation matters, you guys. So and it really does, because think about it. I have a great example of this. I'm going to pause this for a minute. Let's go back right here. So one time I was watching the strongman competition. And, they have to pick up those huge barbells and everything, right? And so the first guy went up there and he's like, ooh, and nothing. He didn't hold it. 5 guys, the next 5 guys couldn't even lift it. The 6th guy came out, lifted it like it was freaking hay bale. The next 6 people, all because they saw him do it to me, all because they saw it could be done, were able to do it. Because it's just like a mental little, it's like, oh, if they can do it, I can do it. It's a little like inner competition thing, but it's also a little kudos thing. Because you see yourself. You're like, oh, if they can do it, I can do it. So you just give kudos and a little confidence and go out there and try to do it. You know what I mean? You know what? Let's get to this real fast, Shayla. We got some time. Let's see. Gabrielle said, I know imposter syndrome, but I had the French audacity syndrome. Oh, mais oui. Parlez-vous français? Mais je parle français. So you have the French audacity syndrome? Oh, it sounds very, very chic and straight. Okay, and Erin D being my mom, thank you very much. Gabrielle said, but it worked. It's work. I tell you, I can imagine berets, cigarettes with holders, striped shirts. I know, right? It's really fun having French audacity syndrome. I mean, crepes. I mean, dude, butter. Hey, let's see. What did she say? The French are what? Where did my comments go? Oh, French. We are like that. Ebony is in the house. Wait a minute. Ebony's here. Norma popped in. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for coming. And Philly Diva, shout out to Philly Diva. Just subscribe to my channel. Thank you, Philly. I appreciate the love and support. Okay. Thanks for coming. Ebony says she's working, but here to support. I appreciate that. It helps the algorithm. Look, we have 10 likes and 8 people watching. Talk about the law of averages, law of large numbers working for us, Shayla.
Oh, there you go. There you go. There you go.
Let's get back to this. Okay. So let's keep going. We also have to look at we have to support each other in this business game, ladies.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you are networking and you have a friend, not even networking, but we should be networking. Like, if you know a lady entrepreneur friend, tell another person about her business, your company. Don't be afraid to be the face of your company or of your business. Put yourself out there, get your branding right. You know, it's going to be really important. Where'd the other thing go? Forbes did have 6 tips to achieve success as a female entrepreneur. And so one is identify your purpose. When running your business, you need to identify your big why. Okay? Your big why. When I first started with Shayla over here on my insurance endeavor, they kept asking, what's your why? What's your why? Now, listen, I'm going to tell you guys personally from my thing. I thought my why had to be like fanciful and, you know, just star-studded with sequins and glitter. Did you know your why can be as simple as you want to do this so your kids don't have to worry about things? You want to do this and, you know, be in a better position in 10 years to spend more time with your family. You want to do this, you know, for financial reasons. Your why, as long as it's big to you, I feel like that's what we need to understand. The bigness has to do with the personal aspect of what it is. It doesn't have to be big, spectacular, the way that I was thinking. You know what I mean? So can we touch on that for a minute, Shayla?
Oh, yes. I mean, ultimately, your why is going to be what drives you. Okay. And I always tell people that if you don't have a why, you'll have a why not. You'll use certain things as an excuse not to pursue your dreams, not to pursue an endeavor that's going to put you and your family in a better position. You know, I don't have children yet. The plan is that they'll be on the way. You know, I'll just say in God's time, but me and my husband are kind of manipulating that time and making sure that we just get just a little bit more grounded, so to speak, before the kids come. But, you know, for a lot of women in business, I've seen women in our business who their children were the why. You know, being able to make sure that the kids didn't have to go through some of the same things that they went through growing up, it makes a big difference. And yes, to a certain extent, of course, hardship, that's a part of life. But ultimately, it's enough. That reason is enough.
Right.
The number of women
Right. Can you guys hear her okay? I think it's doing that thing again.
Okay.
She was saying that when we have a why, if we don't have a why, y'all, you'll have a why not. Okay? That's the takeaway I got from that. If you don't have a why, you will have a why not. Okay? So either you're going for it with a why, or you're making excuses with your why not, and that could affect your timetable. Yeah, she said she couldn't hear you that well. It's doing it again. Maybe, hey, I don't know. Can you go out and come back in? Can we try that? I saw somebody else do that on another channel, and they say sometimes it'll reconnect in a different way.
All right. You know, yeah, I'll be back in just a second.
Okay. Just a second. Everybody, Shayla will be right back. Okay, you guys. Hey, thanks again for being here. If you're digging our talk so far in the coffee room, can I get a 3 in the chat? Can I get a 3 in the chat if y'all are digging this conversation on larger curves this morning? Ladies in business, women entrepreneurship, and we are really trying to do different things over here on Larger Curves. We're going to be about it all, you know. We're going to be about our business. We're going to be about our reality TV. We're going to be about our gossip, and we're going to be about our fun. Awesome. Thank you, Erin D. I appreciate that. And this interaction is off the hook, you guys. I am really just like feeling the love. Thank you, you guys. Oh my gosh. Hey, I'm here. Thank you. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Corey's, this is great information. Awesome. We get to lift each other up. Yes. She's coming back in. She's probably going to go get her AirPods too. Yes, Ebony, we have to lift each other up. Oh, awesome, Erin D. Thank you. I'm going to let this reel keep playing while we're waiting for Shayla to come back, because I did come up with some really good things. So we have to embrace our opportunity to grow, you guys, as women entrepreneurs. And when we're embracing our opportunity to grow, oh, here she comes back.
I'm back.
Yay! And I can hear you good. Say something.
Hey, I'm here.
Perfection. Listen, Shayla, we are getting kudos on this conversation. They love our topic. This is great information. These 3s mean that I said, can I get a 3 in the chat if you're digging this conversation and this topic? They said that you are an awesome guest, Shayla.
Well, thank you. I'm glad that we're in the beginning phases, because a year from now, the coffee room is going to be an actual studio that I'm going to have to fly up north to Northern California and actually be in person. So I'm already visioning, forecasting that. Okay.
Oh my gosh, you just got goosebumps, you guys. She's speaking it into existence.
Yes.
Into existence.
Yes.
Awesome.
So
okay. Yeah, look, they said we need that podcast. Oh my gosh,
yes.
that's incredible. That'd be incredible. So look, here's some more tips. So we have to remember our purpose, find our motivation there. That goes back to the why. Think creatively about how to use the resources and tools at our disposal. We need to set boundaries. That's about that balancing. We have to set boundaries, and balance are 2 sides of the same coin. Okay? Mm-hmm. Because you can't have balance without boundaries, and you can't have boundaries without balance. It's a beautiful, beautiful sphere, if you will. Okay. Yep. And then we have, let me take this off for a second. And then we have, and we need the confidence to continue on during tough times. I'm going to tell you guys the truth. With my insurance thing, I cried the first week I was working with you, Shayla, huh? Didn't I cry? I cried.
It didn't stop on the first week.
And I was like, this is like really hard. It was tough because I was putting myself out there. I felt like I was being vulnerable. And in sales, as an entrepreneur, when you get no's, you're like, it just feels like you're like picking your eyebrows for no reason. Like it's painful, and you kind of take it serious. You take it personally. But that's the thing about business. It's business, not personal. Okay. So with Larger Curves, I had to remember that. Okay. And I'm offering that to you up front, that don't take it personal. It's business for a reason. Okay. Mm-hmm. None of it has to do with me. If a person says no to you in business, it equals no. So no equals no. Mm-hmm. Okay. So if somebody gives you a no, then you need to know how to rebut that. You need to know that it's not personal. You need to know how to move on from that, and that the next call could be a yes, so get there. We got to Kobe Bryant these sales kind of thing. Remember Kobe Bryant used to say he would just shoot until he made a basket and then shoot some more until he made another basket. Okay? So that's what you have to do in this business game.
Yeah, that Mamba mentality is needed in business and entrepreneurship. I mean, ultimately the idea that you're not going to be denied, and that's where the stick-to-itiveness and the consistency comes in. You gotta have the perseverance to stick it out through the hard times, because if you quit everything that you start, you're always going to be starting over.
Right. And that's I mean, I think there was like business statistics about somebody who started like 20 businesses and they all failed, and then the last one ended up being huge, so you just got to keep going for it. And every failure, it's not really a failure. You learn what to do, you learn what not to do, you pushed yourself, you became more tenacious, you became more perseverant, you broadened your horizons, yet honed in on what it is specifically that you want to be participating in. So it's not all bad, This was one of the tips from Forbes about aligning yourself with other organizations. I'm going to say it differently and just say, get around like minds. Okay. P. Diddy does it. Russell Simmons did it. All the greats find somebody that they want to emulate and do what they do. Okay. So like even in the sales thing, you reach out to other top salesmen, you listen to books, you read books, you put yourself around like minds that are all about expanding and being business minded and growing and things like that. As a business entrepreneur, you don't want to like go hang out with a lot of people that love working at McDonald's. Nothing wrong with McDonald's. I love their fries, so.
Yeah, is the McRib back?
I know, right? But the mindset, there's nothing wrong with wanting to work at McDonald's and loving it. But the mindset is different than what it takes to be an entrepreneur. Not that entrepreneurs here, it's just different. You know what I mean? So
clarifying that even more so. No, it's not a bash on someone who's working at McDonald's. It's really just being around someone who's striving for more, and no matter what industry there is. I know for one, fast food aside, McDonald's has a structure where they encourage people to come in and want to work their way up. They'd rather have someone who they're able to promote internally to a regional manager. And so I've seen their business model, because I had a temporary job for a regional owner of McDonald's franchises. So ultimately, as long as you're wanting to keep improving yourself and keep moving yourself to a higher level, those are the type of individuals that you have to get around. There's like that group that we always hear: if you hang around 4 losers, you're going to be the 5th. Well,
yeah, you hear that? If you hang around 4 losers, you'll be the 5th.
It goes both ways. You hang around 4, successful individuals, you're going to be the 5th. You hang around 4 millionaires, you're going to be the 5th. On the flip side, you don't want to be the person that's hanging around 4 broke individuals, because then you're going to be the 5th. Exactly.
Yeah. That other thing said, adopt a winning attitude. So that just means adopt a learning attitude, it says. We're big on like keeping, as an entrepreneur, I have to constantly study. I have to constantly keep knowledge. I practice and re-practice my scripts and everything like that I need to do, and all the different aspects of my sales and everything. Let me see. Those were good tips. Let's just go back a second.
I love how Gabrielle just commented how she prepares herself like an athlete. Yeah. And that is so true in business. Like I never really heard the term business athlete until I started working here, with American Income Life. And that's so true. You look at the discipline that an athlete has when it comes to from very early on. A lot of times people see these kids at the draft, NBA draft, NHL draft, MLB, or what have you, and they don't realize the sacrifice that it took beforehand. When they were in high school, getting up 2 hours before school starts to get a workout in, and then having to still practice with the team, and then not going out on Friday or Saturday nights because they're doing homework to be able to be good in school and eligible for reflect all the disciplines that it took for them to get to that point where now here, hopefully they are able to sign a multi-million-dollar contract.
Right.
That self-discipline, being willing to get up and stay late and do what is needed in order to see the level of success you're trying to reach.
Definitely, yes. So a business athlete is a fabulous way of looking at this, because you really do, like, you have to condition yourself, you know, and the mind, spirit, body connection is super important in athleticism as it is in business. You know, you always want to have your trifecta in full effect, you know, your mind, body, and spirit. So, and most people, they're lacking in one way, and that's okay, because we're all works in progress. But as long as you're aiming to get those mind, body, spirit aspects balanced, then you're going to be a better person for it. Thanks for that share, Gabrielle. Everybody's digging what you said. Is like that you need when you're getting money trying to create your own business. Yes, exactly. Create your own business. Take a job to create a business is important too. Exactly. Yes. So I'm not saying quit your day jobs, people. I'm not saying do that. I'm not saying everybody go do this great resignation thing. Don't do it. Keep your day job. Okay. Keep it until you don't need it no more, until you feel like you're in a place to still keep the roof over your head. Then keep it. I'm not saying go all in on this if you're not ready, but you'll never be ready is the other thing. So you kind of have to just go for it, because if you wait to be ready, then you'll be waiting a long time, because you can make all kinds of things up in your mind about why or why not you're ready. So I'm curious about different aspects about running your business. Keep up on the news of your industry so you stay in the know. See, because that's what I'm talking about. When you get the know, you have to know, right? So keeping the know of your industry. Ask to shadow employees that are doing excellent, or ask another entrepreneur, like, hey, can I see how you do your day or something? And a lot of people will let you. They won't give you their client list, but they'll let you shadow them. Take a course or a seminar. And then also we have sign up for conferences and events in our fields. And I think that those are all really great ways to not only network, but to stay in the know. Yeah. And that's a good place to be. Let's see. Exactly. You need a roof. Yes, you need the roof to have a business. You can't have a home business in the tent. Okay? And the last thing that the Forbes 6 tips was ask for help. Ask other successful business owners, hire smart, capable team members, and outsource. Utilize your resources, people in business, okay? Because if you're feeling like Kali and you have all your places up, you might need to delegate some of those responsibilities. Maybe you can get somebody to make your calls for you. Maybe you can get somebody to like file those papers that are stacking up over there or something like that, you know? You don't always have to do everything if you take a moment to realize that there are resources where you can delegate these things. There's all kind of people on Fiverr. There's so many websites where college students would love to do stuff for you online. You can get a personal assistant online and take out all of these little, like, you know, the tedious little things of the day and give it to one of those kids over at the college place, and they would love it. I thought this reel was really good. We're almost done, you guys. We're going to finish up by 9 here. Thank you guys again for tuning in to Larger Curves today. Smash the buttons, the like buttons, get the bell and everything. Leave a comment on the replay crew. I appreciate you guys for coming through. So this is our motivation. From motivation, you can build on success. You can create your reward and incentives. Stay positive. You can generate new ideas. You can establish good habits. You can set new goals, and you can focus on your dreams, all through the wonderful vehicle of motivation. Okay? So, you know, I have kids, you guys. And when I started homeschooling after the pandemic, they made me take all these like classes so that I could be a home teacher, right? And one of the things that I had to study about was how my kids' brain works. And I had no idea that teachers were coming up learning about hypothalamuses and stuff like that, right? They sent me this whole paperwork on keeping the environment for study in a way that my child's hypothalamus would be able to receive the information and retain it. So motivation looks like the perfect breeding ground for that type of hypothalamus stimulation. Okay, you can't be super creative and be stressed. You can't be super creative and you can't be super focused and be stressed. You can't set new goals and be stressed. And not everybody knows it's really hard to stay positive and be stressed. You know what I mean? So those are all different things that we can look at. Just try to stay motivated, build on your success, pat yourself on the back. You know, when I finally have a good day, I'm like, yes, you know, but I also work it in. Even like I said, I try to work in the bad things as it was, at least I experienced that. At least I got that experience, you know, because I was going to get it. Best believe the universe was going to give me that experience. So at least I got it now. So I know how to react next time I get it. Ta-da! Success. Okay. So look, and then we're going to do these last 4 tips for failing forward, and then we'll be out of your hair. Shayla's really big on this failing forward thing. And after you sent that group text this morning, I went and found these. So failing forward includes resolve that the future itself isn't the final word. Okay. So
resolve that the failure itself isn't the final word.
Right. And you know, experience, you'll do better.
Exactly. It's a matter of just continuously going and knowing what you did wrong and learning from it.
Right. And then we have to determine the one thing. Let's see what this says a little more. So,
doing a lengthy post-mortem of our failure. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm laughing at it as I read it because I also I read this book by a guy named David God. And sometimes I listen to this when he's ever interviewed. David God is a Navy SEAL. He's probably known as one of the hardest men on earth just with how he's transformed his body. He was the 36th African American to complete BUDS training in the Navy SEAL. BUDS training is the most difficult training out there. But he says that you have to do a live autopsy. We do, in the physical sense, an autopsy is done after someone dies. What exactly happened? What perhaps went wrong?
Oh.
Live autopsy. That's where that description was coming in there. Doing a lengthy post-mortem after the murder. Do a live autopsy and live, home to perhaps understand how
Thank you, Ioko. I just got a personal text from Ioko. Yay, thank you. I appreciate you for stopping in. Thank you so much, all the way from China. We're international over here, Shayla. We're international. I believe Ioko's in China. So she was popping through. Thank you so much for that. Oh yeah, they said they were having a little trouble hearing you again, but I think it resolved itself. We have more tips. We're going to determine the one thing. Don't do a lengthy post-mortem of your failures. So that just means don't dwell on them. Don't be like, ow, don't do that. Okay. And then we have a couple more. We have to figure out as tactics to get beyond what that failure was. And that'll be helpful. And then failing forward some more. Believe that every skill is acquirable. You have to think, if you don't think you're technical, believe you can be technical. If you don't think you're a writer, believe you can be a writer. It's about development, growth, and mindset, okay? Just like any muscle, your mind is a wonderful muscle, and it needs this, it needs stimulation the same way. Let's see, that was going kind of fast for me, you guys. 3 more things. We're going to get you guys out of here, out of the coffee room on time at 9. We have 5 more minutes. Okay, so they asked a group of professionals, one explained or cried, and 2 to 3 week contract with a different woman. She immediately approached the mentor and saying, no, that was entirely normal. So that's just saying that, if you have a bad experience, talk it out. And then another way to fail forward, yes, Ayoko is in China. Next time you fail, just try to embrace it. Okay? I have a saying, you guys, and I've had it for a long time. If you love it, it'll leave you alone. If you love it, it will leave you alone. Because it won't bother you anymore because you love it. What bothers you when you love it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when I think about loving it and it'll leave you alone, so like how you have to even love the vessel that we're living in.
Mm-hmm.
Imperfections and all, right? So I'm perfectly imperfect, and I have to love my imperfections so they can leave me alone, so I can have the mind space to get through the day, regardless of my known imperfections. You see what I'm saying? So I have to love them, and in loving it, it's incorporating it into the fullness of what Larger Curves is, and then I'm able to share that with the world uninhibited because it's not holding me back. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just offering that to you guys too. Okay, Shayla, why don't you close us out here?
I think this was a great talk. Shout out to all the female entrepreneurs out there that are doing their thing. Keep doing it. Don't give up. Keep persisting because somebody needs to see you, so they'll have the courage to keep going too.
That is beautiful. And what can we say more than that? I want to give a shout out to Aaron D, to Gabrielle, to who else was here? We got Aaron D, we have Gabrielle, we had Norma, we had Ayoko, we had Corey, we have Norma, we have Pamela, we have who else? Ebony M was in the house, and we had one more. I think my mama was here, but she wasn't going to type anything this time because she doesn't like her real name on the streets of YouTube. Oh, One Who Cares was in the house also. So thank everybody. And of course, that's for Shayla Williamson. Thank you, Shayla Williamson, for being my special guest today here on Larger Curves. If you catch this in the replay, I hope that you're smashing buttons, sharing this video with another entrepreneur who you think might need these tips. Share it. And also leaving a comment in the replay. You know, I love interaction. And if you have any questions or have topics, idea topics for the next coffee room, me and Shayla decided we went, okay, I'm gonna tell y'all a little. Okay. And we have like 3 minutes. Okay. So when I first approached Shayla about, being my special guest on this, I was thinking we could do something because I really liked her style and she's so knowledgeable and she's so freaking eager to like share knowledge. I was like, we come from my YouTube channel, and she's like, yeah, I have a YouTube channel. I was like, yeah. She's like, yeah. I was like, okay. So then she got here, and I was like, well, maybe we could do something like once a month. And then after we did the one last week, you guys, she and I both were like, can we do more? So the coffee room will be a weekly event over here. So if you would like to hear certain topics discussed here in the coffee room when the professionals talk, then just leave a comment down below, shoot me an email at Larger Curves, let me know. And Shayla, you want to tell them how they can get at you?
You can find me on Facebook. My name is how it's spelled, Shayla Williamson. I'm on Instagram at Shayla Ray, SHAYLOURE. I'm on Twitter, Shayla AIL. You can find me there.
Excellent.
All right.
If you know where to find me, I'm Larger Curves all over the streets, in the Instagram streets, in the Facebook streets, and on these YouTube streets. I'm Larger Curves. And I want to thank you guys for tuning in today, for smashing the buttons, for interacting, and for hanging out. I really appreciate it. And I will see you in the next video.